The power run offense is one of the oldest and most effective schemes in football. Tracing its roots back to the very foundation of the sport, legendary teams like Vince Lombardi's Green Bay Packers, the 90s Cowboys on the back of Emmitt Smith, and the LaDainian Tomlinson-led San Diego Chargers built their offense around it. This strategy emphasizes a downhill, smash-mouth approach that seeks to overpower defenses with a giant offensive line and a dynamic running back. More recently, teams like the Adrian Peterson-era Minnesota Vikings and the current-day San Francisco 49ers continue to showcase the effectiveness of this classic power scheme. Now in this video, we're going to break down the key formations and run plays, dive into the essential play action shots, and break down some of the great drop back passes for this scheme. But make sure you stick around till the final section. It's going to be called the Power Run Game Plan. And this is something brand new I'm doing in my videos where we'll reveal real life power run offensive strategies that these teams use and how we can adapt them to dominate in Madden 24. And this whole scheme will be run out of the run heavy playbook. Now we're going to break down the formations and the run game for our power offense that we will be running. The formation type that the power offenses are most known for are I-form formations. These will have a tailback and a fullback on the field and usually have at least one tight end. Now the goal of an I-form set is to overpower defenses with a powerful downhill smash mouth run game, with a fullback leading you through holes, blowing up linebackers, allowing your running back to get downhill, or having extra blocking from your tight end, which can seal the edge and allow you to get to the perimeter to become a playmaker with the ball in your hands. Then off the run game, the I-form is all about having some great play action shots that you can dial up once you pull linebackers down, and then you can drop some big plays in behind them. Now the first run play in this formation is going to be a classic power O, with a pulling guard and fullback leading the way, ready to blow defenders off the ball so they can spring you for some huge gains on the ground. The power O is the backbone run for our power offense and is going to set the table for everything else we want to do. Then off the power, we want to run counter. This is going to start with your back taking a step to the front side, then countering back out the other way. And once again, we'll have a guard pulling around with a fullback leading the way, blowing defenders up and allowing us to pick up some really nice yards. And this is going to be great to use off of our power O run, because when the user sees a step to the front side, it is going to look just like power, and he'll start to fire that way, and now we can counter back out the other way, and this can help us get some big yards with the user out of position. The other most common power formation is going to be single back. This is just going to have one tailback on the field, and the version we are going to be using in this scheme is single back trio. Now what single back allows these offenses to do is replace the fullback with either another tight end or a third wideout, and now there's going to be more speed and athleticism on the field, and this can open up the downfield passing game, and we're still going to have a tight end on the field. The run can be very effective with a wide range of different run types available, so the power run game can still stay at the forefront of the scheme. Now the run we're going to be using in this formation is the HB toss. This play will have a pulling guard who will be the lead blocker, and you want to let him get out in front and make his block before you explode out from behind him and get into the open field. Another thing with this run play is to pay attention to where the defenders line up, and if they come out loading the box and we outnumber them on the trip side, we can flip our run to that side, and now we'll have a ton of blockers on the outside, and you should be able to get out in the open field and get some explosive pickups. Now the third formation type you will see in a power offense are going to be shotgun formations, and the one we are going to be using is split Y flex, and this is going to be good because it's going to still give us two running backs on the field. Now though power offenses are known for being under center, having a shotgun option is something that all these teams would incorporate. This allowed them to get more speed and playmaking on the field and get more creative with their downfield pass game. Then because we are using the split back look, we're still going to have access to some great runs that are going to fit into our power offense. The run we're going to be using in this formation is HB base, which is a power run with a pulling guard and your other running back being a lead blocker, and this can really allow you to blow defenders up and get downhill and pick up some really good tough yards on the inside. But this can also be a super explosive run that you can take for house calls, and it is one of my favorite runs in this whole scheme. Now, a huge component of any of these power schemes is going to be the incorporation of a ton of play action shots. These are the plays that let these teams push the ball down the field and get explosive pickups. To set them up, you need to have an effective run game, and once you do, now we can pull down linebackers and the user when they start to get aggressive coming downhill, which will just open up a ton down the field in behind them. Now, the first play action play we have is PA Power O. This is going to have a hard play action fake that will look the same as our Power O run game, and the goal is to pull down the linebackers and the user and get them out of position. Then this is going to open up that whole middle of the field. Then the other big part of this play is us high-lowing the flat defender on the outside, allowing us to attack both the sideline over the top, then also the fullback in the flats for our check down option. The other play action play we're looking at is an incredible one-play touchdown that will work great versus cover 3. This all starts with a motion down from the wide side receiver. Then at the snap, he will run this super unique post route. Once he clears the middle third defender, you can pass lead this up and away from that post defender for huge gains. Then for a check down here, we want to have the fullback if that deep shot is taken away, and we can just drop it down to this player. Then if you want to take this offense to the next level, you need to check out my website, Scheme Kings. Up right now is part 2 of this video, where I will give you 8 more plays for this power run offense that will give you way more run options, then ways to attack both man and zone coverage through the air, making this scheme even that much tougher to stop. Then also on the site, you can find my 6 other full schemes that are out so far in Madden 24. Then starting today, we have a new section on the site called my Run Game Blueprint, where I do a video breaking down all the major runs in the game, and I sorted them into the 3 main type of run offenses they are. The idea with this section is you can come back and reference these runs as many times as you want and whenever you need it. Then up on the site right now, we're also running a sale. You can use power at checkout for 50% off your first month, so you can check out this new offense, the Run Game Blueprint, and all the other videos on the site. If you want to check out Scheme Kings, it will be linked down in the description below. A crucial component of any effective power run offense is the integration of a diverse drop back passing game. While the run game and play action shots can create significant opportunities, having a reliable drop back game is essential for maintaining a balanced and unpredictable offense. The drop back game allows us to systematically dissect defenses, exploiting both man and zone coverage with precision and timing, and all the best power offenses throughout history were still able to pick you apart with the straight drop back pass when they had to. The first drop back pass we are breaking down is going to be an amazing zone beating play that has 2 deep options that stretch the defense vertically and work both the sideline and the middle of the field. This wheel route will work for any zone coverage, and as long as the flat settles, you can back shoulder this along the sideline for a huge pickup. Then if the user stays shallow at all, then that is where we're going to throw it over the middle to our deep post, and this can be a huge chunk play for us. Then the next play we have in our drop back pass game is going to be an amazing man beater that has 4 great options attacking each level of the field. The first route I'm going to look at is going to be the slot on the corner route, and as he breaks to the sideline, if he separates, then you can just fire him for a big pickup. Then on this play, you also want to pay attention to the safeties, and if post snap you see they have no deep safeties at all, then we're going to have this deep post ripping down the field, and you can bomb them over the top for some huge gains. Then we're going to also have multiple options attacking the middle that you can go to if your first 2 options are covered. This is a new section I'm really excited to include in my videos. Here I'll be breaking down what we can learn from the real life implementation of the power run offense and how to apply these strategies to our scheme in Madden. First up, power offenses are all about controlling the line of scrimmage and blowing defenders off the ball. To help us dominate up front, I've put together an amazing group of abilities for our O-line, tight end, and fullback. On my 2 guards, I use Nasty Streak. This ability is incredible when these players pull across the field or get up to the second level, but when they meet a DB or linebacker in the open field, they're going to deliver dominating impact blocks, helping spring our back for huge pickups. Then on my fullback and tight end, I'm using Vanguard. This works similarly, ensuring that when these guys get one-on-one blocks, they can blow defenders up, making our run game incredibly dynamic. Then the other ability I'm using on one of my guards and my center is Post Up, and now what this does is give us dominant wins on double teams. So this is going to really let us move those defensive linemen off the ball with our double team blocks. allowing it to be much easier for our running back to get through the line of scrimmage initially. Next, we're going to go over how power run teams sequence their plays. These schemes focus on establishing the run, which in real football wears out defenses and makes the run game more explosive, and then this is where these teams can start to work in their play action pass game. This is the other aspect that can ring true from real football to Madden. In the NFL, play action is built to pull down linebackers and even safeties, get them up in the play where you can throw it in over their head. Well, we want to abuse over-aggressive users in the same way. When I notice a user starts to overcommit and fly down to stop the run like on this play here, then in the same game, just a few plays later, I know to call a play action. I'll see the user fly downhill like he did before, and now he's going to be out of position, and we can roll out and we can throw in this play action shot for a big pickup in behind him. So for this offense, my aim is to run the ball with all our different run options 40 to 50% of the time, then play action off our run game from 25 to 35%, and then the drop back pass game will make up the last 15 to 25% of this scheme. Then how these power offenses would get their explosive downfield passes to work is they would run the ball till defenses would bring extra defenders in the box. Now they would have one-on-one matchups down the field where they could push the ball deep for big plays. So in our offense, when we see two safeties deep, this means we should have the numbers advantage and we want to run the ball, and we should be able to get really consistent yards with this strategy. But once they start to bring the safety into the box, that means for most Madden players, they're now going to be running cover 3, and this is where we can dial up our cover 3 bomb and hit them over the top for one play touchdowns, and this is how you make people pay when they load up to stop the run. Now with just what you have here for this power offense, it is going to be great, but remember, there's part 2 of this offense up right now on Scheme Kings that will just make this game plan way more difficult to stop. But then to add to your O, you're also going to have to get stops on defense, and I just dropped a brand new blitzing scheme that is one of the best in all of Madden, and you can check that out right here.